This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
I'm Meredith Barrick. Right now, Special Counsel Robert Mueller is testifying in Congress, but we are here to bring you local news that you need this midday. You can follow along with that live testimony and still stay with us here on the News at Noon. Just find our live stream of the special report right now on the RTV6 app, the RTV6 Facebook page, or the IndyChannel.com. We want to take you live outside from our RTV6 tower camera in downtown Indy looking south and get you a first look at what you can expect from Mother Nature this afternoon. From Storm Team 6's Todd Clausen, another beautiful day.
It sure is, Meredith. If you couldn't get outside and enjoy yesterday, today is almost the carbon copy. In fact, today may be even a little bit better because there's not as much of a breeze out there. But look at these temperatures at the noon hour right now. 74 in Greencastle, 75 in Indy, 73 is the current temperature in Columbus, with just a few fair weather clouds developing here across the area as we work our way throughout the afternoon hours, but plenty of blue sky. We don't have that haze or the humidity that's around either, so that's good news. And there's really no rain or cloud cover across much of the Midwest, with the exception there in Ohio. Those are actually some rain-enhanced lake showers with that north wind coming off of Lake Erie, but high pressure is in control of our weather, so you don't have to worry about a thing here this afternoon. Try to get outside and enjoy this fabulous day. We'll get the high temperature up to right around 80 degrees here this afternoon, and then we'll fall back down into the 70s as the evening progresses. Tomorrow morning's another cool start, but then a nice warming trend takes place heading into the weekend. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
It's probably not what you want to see if you're waiting for help. A fire truck with sirens blaring brought to a complete stop as it goes through a roundabout. This video was posted on social media with concern that the infrastructure in Carmel is making it difficult for first responders. Working for you, RTV6's Graham Hunter reports from Rangelide Road and Executive Drive after taking those concerns straight to the fire department.
You can actually see some of the effects of what was captured on camera here in Carmel. We're shooting this at rush hour. Conditions are pretty backed up right now. Traffic is moving pretty slow. It has some folks concerned about what happens if an emergency vehicle needs to get through.
I see a truck that is obviously having to wait for traffic.
There's no disputing that fact. Tim Griffin with the Carmel Fire Department says it happens.
So that's something that we've always had to do during rush hour or construction situations.
Southbound range line is one lane at Executive, and the roundabout, normally 2 lanes, is also 1 lane due to construction. Griffin says the Carmel Fire Department works with the city's engineering department to account for those changes around town.
We will plan accordingly in the direction we go to a run, and or even change the way that the run cards come out to make sure that the fastest piece of equipment will get there.
Griffin says in 16 years as a firefighter, crashes have gotten less dangerous since Carmel started installing roundabouts.
And we've seen such a decrease in the amount of major incidents due to the roundabouts.
The reason, Griffin says, is a change in impact angles.
With roundabouts, it takes out that side impact. People have to slow.
And he says run times around town have gotten faster, but acknowledges narrow roads and roundabouts can be confusing for drivers when there's a rescue vehicle trying to get through.
The big thing is remain calm. You know, we understand that you have nowhere to go and traffic just to continue to flow as it can.
Griffin wants people to remember to keep their radios turned down so they can hear first responders coming, and to move over when they have enough space to do so. And if a fire truck comes up behind you in a roundabout,
don't stop in the roundabout. Just continue either through the roundabout and then stop, or just continue to that circle. That way you're out of the way and you're not in the roundabout stopped.
Working for you in Carmel, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
Griffin says despite the slowdown you see in that video, responding units were able to make it to the call in 6 minutes or less. That's the standard time the fire department uses to get on scene. The call was for an alarm and all units were called off. If you would like to call attention to an issue like this in your community, or you aren't getting answers from the people in charge, connect with us at workingforyou@rtv6.com. Right now in Westfield, the preparations are in full swing for Colts camp, kicking off tomorrow at Grand Park. Today, the team arrives for 3 weeks of work. RTV6's sports Brad Brown gives us an inside look.
A sunny afternoon in Westfield as it is essentially day 0 for Colts training camp. Players, coaches, staff all arriving up here at Grand Park as they get set to begin practice tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk about that in just a second. A lot of expectations, a lot of anticipation about what we will see on the field with this team here in 2019. As for what we heard from the players here on day 1, the guys arriving, they're looking forward to seeing what they've got after a very busy and active off season.
It's crazy what a difference a year makes, but really that doesn't matter. Our expectations are within our team, and our goal is to go out there and win every game, just like our goal was to do that last year. So really for us, there's no expectations.
I feel like the expectations are there because that's what they're there for. They have to say, there's some teams that are good, some teams are bad, but you have to just know that you have to continue to get better. And do not let those distractions get to you.
I keep like a little laser-eye focus, so I don't really worry too much about the outside noise. So I come in with the same mentality as I did last year, just to compete for a starting job and just be the best player I can be.
We'll have more coverage from Grand Park coming up for you tonight at 5 and 6. We will hear from Colts General Manager Chris Ballard. He had a very busy offseason as well, and he likes what he sees out of this team. Plus, T.Y. Hilton winning the fashion game today. We'll take a look at that from the Colts wide receiver coming up later on this evening. At Grand Park in Westfield, Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks, Brad. Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 initiative connecting you to jobs, training, and educational opportunities. And as students around Central Indiana head back to school soon, we're highlighting classroom programs that help our kids find future success. RTV6's Lauren Casey shows us the creative STEM programming for the youngest of students in Lawrence Township.
I want to be a scientist when I get older. I want to build something for people in a wheelchair so they can clean up their house.
Some jobs, they like people who know how to problem solve and engineer and stuff.
Busy hands and busy minds as Indian Creek Elementary School students in Lawrence work to solve problems that don't always have answers.
The future workplace is going to hold jobs that currently don't exist, so we have to challenge our students with problems that really currently don't have answers.
Like fourth grader Mia Holding. Today in her robotics class, she's learning to code her first sensor.
It's challenging for me and my partner, but it's fun at the same time.
The STEM programming is hands-on engineering, science, and math, and it challenges these kids to design, test, and adjust. Eventually, these students will code more sensors and create battle bots by the time they reach the 6th grade.
It's like fun, but it's not like recess fun. It's like a type of fun where it'll help you in the future.
That's the essence of future jobs, is solving real-world problems. And that's what we want to start doing as early as 1st and 2nd grade.
Assistant Principal Kevin Kemper says it's all about preparing students for jobs that don't exist yet.
Anything that's Googleable, if that's even a word, is obsolete. That's not what the future workforce needs. They need unknown answers. They need people that can come in and solve problems that don't have current answers.
Classes build on the ones before, and the schools rely on the 3 E's. For elementary school, it's all about exposure to science and technology in a fun way. You can see here 2nd graders hatching chickens, learning about animal life cycles and incubation. Middle school is for exploration, and high school students need an area of expertise for work readiness.
When you think about the new economy, you think about some of the jobs that are available out in the real world today, and the change and the impact of technology in the economy. That should influence the way that we educate our children.
Lauren Casey there, thank you. Working with chickens and robots are just 2 examples of STEM programming. In the elementary building alone, students will take part in 24 unique STEM experiences, 4 in each grade level. And the administrators say they challenge their teachers to create unique hands-on activities to stimulate problem solving, which we know is a skill for the workplace. You can read more about their STEM programming. Just head on over to hiringhoosiers.com. And tomorrow on Good Morning Indiana, more tips from our career coach on how to get back to the basics in the search for your next job. Back to school. School buses return to the roads today in parts of Central Indiana. It's the first day of classes for students in Perry Township, and a number of township and suburban schools will head back to class next week. Just a reminder for you to leave a bit earlier now to allow extra time for those school buses. This is a strong visual of exactly why it is called the Red Line. We got this video with our RTV6 drone, and believe it or not, in just 39 days, Indigo's Red Line will start boarding passengers. The rapid transit service will run from Broad Ripple to UIndy on the south side. It's set to kick off Sunday, September 1st. To help you get accustomed to the route, the Red Line will be free the entire month of September, and all other local routes, including Open Door Paratransit, will be free to ride until September 14th. Right now, crews are working to finish pavement and lane markings. That means no parking areas along the route are being strictly enforced. For everything you need to know to navigate the Red Line, just find this story in the RTV6 app. There are more crashes in July and August than any other months of the year. And if you ever get in a wreck and you're stuck inside your car, RTV6's Erin Lish went to find out what you should do. There are some takeaways she learned that could save your life.
It's something that I look at being grateful for being able to survive.
John Platt looks at the crash he survived in 1998. He was rescued from this SUV with help of firefighters like the ones you see here. Carmel Fire practices extrications monthly, which I got to see firsthand.
All right, now close it.
Captain Tim Griffin says what you should do if you're ever a victim stuck in a vehicle.
You're going to be hearing glass break, metal crunching and popping, the noises of our tools that we use to cut open those cars. You know, when you're sitting there, remain calm, especially once we get there. Make sure to listen to the firefighters. There's a lot of scary noise you're going to be hearing.
They actually take apart the cars to avoid any further injuries for patients, including ones like Platt.
They're there to save your life. They're there to help you out, and they're awesome at what they do.
And that was our Erin Lish reporting some great information there. We want to take a live look right now from our camera atop of the Salesforce Tower. We have really hit the jackpot with this forecast this week, Todd.
As rough as it was starting Thursday last week and going through Sunday, we're making up for it right now with beautiful weather. The sunshine, the low humidity, and cool temperatures, especially in the morning. Once again, this morning, we got all the way down into the 50s in most locations, but Crawfordsville all the way down to 49 this morning. More of a September-like feel here than the end of July. Columbus down to 56. Indianapolis got down to 59 degrees. We probably won't be as cool as 49 come tomorrow, but many locations, again, for your Thursday morning, will be down into the 50s. It's beautiful, though, with just a few fair weather clouds out there right now. Try to get outside at some point. Maybe can't do it during the afternoon hours because you have to work, but this evening, plenty of sunlight left with sunset not until a little after 9 o'clock, and you'll be able to enjoy the low humidity and the clear sky. 75 degrees, the noontime temperature, just a little breeze out of the northwest, currently at 10 miles per hour. That dew point is in the 50s, so the humidity is in the 50% range as well, so it's very, very low and very comfortable today. And everybody's in the 70s right now, and we'll take these temperatures up a few more degrees this afternoon to highs that'll top off in the upper 70s to the north, about 80 to 81 degrees from Indianapolis down to the south. Just tip-top weather here for the end of July. So the satellite radar picture, I really don't have a whole lot to show you. That's because high pressure is firmly in control. And this is just a slow-moving area of high pressure, and that's good news for us as it keeps the sky sunny. The one thing you will notice, though, in the coming days, as this high starts to slide off towards the east and we get more of a southerly wind, that's going to start to bring the temperatures up and the humidity up as we get closer to the weekend. But this evening, there's that sunset I mentioned at 9:06, and temperatures will fall from the 70s eventually down into the 60s. And then overnight tonight, it's cool once again with temperatures that'll be anywhere from about 54 to 60 degrees across the area, with the 60-degree temperature in the city. The lower 50s are in the outlying areas. And then throughout the day tomorrow, nothing but sunshine. Just a degree or two warmer. Humidity still low for the day tomorrow. But as we work our way towards the weekend, Friday, the humidity comes up just a smidge. We get up to 88 degrees for your high temperature, but it's really Saturday into Sunday that you'll start to notice that humidity with temperatures that get up into the 90s. Now, it will not be as oppressive as it was last weekend when we had heat index values well over 100 degrees, but we're probably looking at heat index values Saturday and Sunday in that 95 to 100 degree range. So still a little uncomfortable across the area. And as far as rain chances, nothing really in the forecast until we get to Monday and Tuesday. And even then, it looks like the storms that do arrive will just be very, very spotty.
Good afternoon. I'm Yodit Tewolde. Prosecutors in Florida continue to present their case against Grant Amato today. The 30-year-old man is accused of killing his parents and his brother. In its opening statement, the prosecution said Amato murdered his family and staged the crime scene to make it look like a murder-suicide. The state says the case is all about Amato's blind obsession with a Bulgarian webcam model he met on the internet. The defense says there's no physical evidence linking Amato to the crime. And they floated an alternate theory that the killer was looking for the nefarious combination of drugs and guns found at the Amato home. But one of the state's first witnesses testified this did not appear to be a robbery.
While you did that, did you notice any type of forced entry? What I'm referring to is either a broken window frame, broken door frame, pry marks on windows, doors. Did you notice anything that would indicate or suggest a forced entry into the home?
There was nothing that would indicate that.
Grant Amato faces the death penalty if convicted. That's the latest for now. Court TV will keep following all developments in this trial. Now back to you.
And you can learn more about other cases around the nation right now at courttv.com. Well, that's it for us here on the News at Noon. We appreciate you joining us. Things will be back on the air as normal on RTV6 for the news at 5. Until then, get out there and enjoy that great weather. We hope you have a great afternoon. Thanks for joining us.